Okay, ich hatte nie auf Aufnahme gedrückt.
So, are you mad at me?
For what?
I destroyed the Renaissance. Right as you were about to get rid of your thorns forever.
Why did you destroy it?
When I saw it appear in front of me, it reminded me of what happened back on Lenegus. And the rest was... it was all just a blur. I'm sorry.
It must have been a pretty terrible memory. Besides, we don't know that the Renis Alma actually was destroyed. For all we know, it might have disappeared with that red woman.
If so, then why are
Don't.
you...
It's okay. You brought me back. You got me away from Volron. That's enough for now. Let's get going. We shouldn't keep everyone waiting.
Okay. Shion ist der Gruppe beigetreten.
Kisara said she wanted everyone to meet at the castle entrance.
Verpasste Verbindung.
Hey, Shion.
Don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But if you come any closer, you'll only end up getting hurt.
Because of your thorns, you mean? Trust me, I've endured...
No, that's not it. You don't understand. Never mind. Sorry, just forget I said anything, okay?
If it isn't your thorns, does that mean there's something else?
It's just... It's nothing, really, okay? So you can stop asking me.
Okay. In that case, I'll see you up ahead, okay?
Man weiß, was da los ist. Womöglich gar keine. Gar keine Credits, aber doch, muss ja. Blöd ist schon, dass jetzt alle Gegner weg sind. Ich dachte, du hast halt Pause gemacht und ein bisschen gegrindet. Konnte man nicht vorher wissen. Scheint alles zu laufen, schätze ich. Ich über. Das sieht jetzt hier richtig schön aus, seitdem der andere nicht mehr da ist. Regnet auch nicht mehr. Ist extrem hell.
Oh, it's you two. I suppose that makes me the last one, then.
We better get a move on, or else we'll never hear the end of it from Kisara.
Right you are. A month has passed since we vanquished Volron. I would have thought that the Renans on Lenegis would have made their move by now. Yet they still remain as silent as ever. We have no idea what happened to Volron's body, nor its whereabouts. The Red Woman also has yet to reappear, for that matter. And contrary to what I had heard, when the Renis Alma formed, not 5, but 6 elements were present, with darkness constituting the 6th and final master core. Were either of you aware of this?
You mean about the Renis Alma? Of course not.
Same. I had no idea a Darkness Master Core even existed.
What about Shion's maiden powers?
No. That was the first I learned about that, too. Or anything about having that power.
Me too. I remember thinking the same thing.
What could it all mean, I wonder? There are so many questions with too few answers, particularly when it comes to that Red Woman and her abilities.
Or at any other ability that used astral energy, I'd say it was an astral art. But hers was different.
Speaking of astral energy, we also mustn't forget that while the other Master Cores disappeared when forming the Renis Alma, for some reason the Fire Master Core remained. It may well have been the work of your maidenly powers. Alphen, are you still able to wield the blazing sword as before?
For now, at least. That Renis Alma sucked most of the energy out of the Fire Master Core, but it still has enough for me to use the sword.
And the sword is safe inside of me for the time being.
Good. At least that's one thing we needn't concern ourselves over.
You can say that again. We have more than enough to deal with as it is. Let's go.
Hey, wait up!
Dohalim ist beigetreten.
I heard we are all to meet at the castle entrance.
Dann werden wir sicherlich die anderen auch noch treffen. Yep.
This is Ganya, who has a problem he needs help with.
Das ist Ganya. Er braucht Hilfe bei einem
I
Problem.
was just
Ich
about
wollte ihn
to ask
fragen,
him what that problem is.
was ihn auf den Herzen
Alright
liegt.
then.
So gut, dann sag
Tell
mal,
us what's on your mind, Ganya.
was dich bekümmert.
I'm hungry.
Ich habe Hunger.
You're hungry?
Du hast Hunger? Wo sind dann deine Rationen? Hast du etwa keine bekommen? Doch habe
Are
ich.
they not enough?
Reichen sie etwa nicht? Nein, ich habe genug.
What's the problem?
Was ist denn ein Problem?
Alphen, you have to remember.
Schon vergiss nicht, dass diese Leute nicht daran gewöhnt sind, so schnell zu
Be
antworten.
slow and gentle
Sei
with
etwas geduldiger und sanfter bei ihnen.
Oh,
Ach ja, das habe ich vergessen. Entschuldigt bitte.
so you have your rations.
Also du hast eine Ration und sie reichen auch, aber irgendwas stimmt mit ihnen nicht. Wo genau liegt das Problem? Ich habe Hunger.
I got that part.
Das habe ich verstanden.
Do your rations taste bad?
Schmeckt mir eine Ration nicht gut?
I don't know.
Das weiß ich nicht.
What's that supposed
Was
to
soll das
mean?
heißen?
I haven't eaten them.
Ich habe sie nicht
so I don't
probiert, also
know
weiß
how
nicht,
they
wie sie
taste.
schmecken.
Wait,
Warte mal, was machst du sonst mit ihnen, wenn du sie
what
nicht
are you
isst?
bringing them into the
Bring sie ins
castle?
Schloss. Was? Warum? Setz doch mal von vorne. Machen andere das etwa auch? Wer hat gesagt, dass du deine Ration ins Schloss bringen sollst? Alle aus meiner Gruppe machen das. Ich weiß nicht, wer es gesagt hat. Es hieß nur, wir sollen die Ration ins Schloss bringen. Von uns hat sie wohl keiner dazu angewiesen. Sonst würden wir davon wissen, oder? Ich hatte schon befürchtet, dass so etwas passieren könnte. Die Leute in dieser Hauptstadt bekommen langsam ihren eigenen Willen zurück, aber das geht nicht bei allen gleich schnell. Willst du damit sagen, dass irgendwer, der seinen Willen früher zurückbekommen hat, andere die Ration wegnimmt? Das wäre ein ernstes Problem. Auf jeden Fall, das können wir nicht ignorieren. Wir müssen uns im Schloss umsehen. Dauert wohl doch noch ein bisschen.
It's a reflex that was quite literally beaten into them. Undoing it will take some time.
I know it's not their fault they're like that, but it's still irritating to deal with.
Vom Skript abweichen.
Remind me, just what exactly are we all doing here?
What do you mean? We're helping people, aren't we?
Could have fooled me. Lately it feels like everything we're doing ends up half-baked. We liberated the people of Pelagian, but their hearts and minds are no less under the yoke than the day we found them. As for Volron's cronies, we have no idea where they scampered off to.
You think I don't already know all that? We're doing everything we can, aren't we? We didn't choose to get stuck here. Sometimes you have to play the hand you're dealt. Besides, you've seen all the same things I have. You know as well as I do that deposing the lords alone won't solve all the world's problems.
Rinwell's right. We've gotten this far, haven't we? We can't just leave things unfinished now.
I guess. I mean, I didn't think we'd be singing around the campfire as soon as the wall came down, but still.
The fight isn't over just yet. At least not while Lenegis remains a threat.
I'm just sick of all this waiting. If they're gonna invade, why don't they get a move on already?
Stop that! Don't you think we've got enough problems as it is without you tempting fate?
Vermisste renäische Soldaten.
Spot something?
Oh, no. Just wondering if I could see any armored guards.
Armored guards? You mean Volron's soldiers?
The moment we defeated their lord, all those guys bolted out of there. And not just out of the castle either. The city, too. For better or worse, it was the guards who looked after the city's stand-ins. Without them, making Pelegion half-habitable again has been one big headache.
It's not like they were on their last legs. They could have chosen to stay and fight, but instead they ran away and disappeared without a trace.
But without a lord to follow, they can't have any place to go. Unless... You don't think they went to Lenegis, do you?
It's not completely out of the question. Though I'd say it's more likely they're biding their time somewhere. Just waiting for the perfect moment to strike back at us.
The people here in Pelegion are nowhere near ready to defend themselves. Great. Another headache to worry about.
Mehr Probleme als Lösungen. Gesalzene Stimmung.
Is it just me, or was today's dinner a little low on salt?
I felt that it was seasoned perfectly, so as to bring out the flavor of the ingredients.
Last taste buds are still like a kid's, so if his food isn't rich enough, I bet he doesn't feel like he's eaten anything at all.
Don't make fun of me. We all need salt in order to survive.
He has a point. You do lose stamina if you don't get enough salt in your body.
Yeah, I remember seeing people trying to lick the rocks back in Calaglia.
What? Why would anybody do that?
Sometimes you can find rocks out there that taste salty. They used to say it was because of all the tears we slaves shed.
Most likely, that was actually rock salt that they found. When our provisions ran low, Miguel would often bring some back for us to use. At the time, we used it because it's all we had. But now there's something hearty about rock salt I like. Even more than table salt.
Is it possible, perhaps, to find any rock salt in these parts?
It is. You have to know what you're looking for, but when I find any, I always break some up to refill our supply. The flavor even changes depending on what kind of terrain it comes from. Sometimes I end up collecting more than we need, just in case we like it.
Die denkt an alles.
Kisara's really serious about her salt.
You can always count on Kisara to be earnest. That's why we have to do our part and not add any more to her burden.
Okay, heißt wir müssen wieder zurück. Ja. Kann ich eigentlich? Nee, kann ich noch nicht. Das heißt, wir sind hier immer noch nicht durch. Krass. So mit 4 gerechnet, aber damit nicht. Ich dachte jetzt Credits und dann kaufe das DLC. Wo soll ich den finden? Den Dieb. Naja. Der Questmarker wird mir schon zeigen, wo ich hin soll. Auf jeden Fall wird die letzte Folge, die ich aufnehme. Schon mal vorweg. Also für diesen Abend.
Search through this whole castle?
Oh, quit grumbling. This sort of stuff's old hat for us by now.
Yeah, you've got a point, but...
It's not going to take forever, Law, I promise. Let's just do what we came here to do and get out.
Okay. Das ist der Plan. Oh Gott. Na denn, such Falo. Der wird doch nicht so angezeigt, wie ich erhofft hatte. Oh, einfacher als erwartet.
Very well.
Alles klar, du kannst gehen.
Well,
Irgendwie überrascht es mich, Sie hier zu sehen, aber irgendwie auch nicht. Ihr hörtet also die ganzen Lektionen. Was macht ihr hier? Zurück auf eure Posten. Wie bitte? Ich sage es nur noch einmal. Zurück auf eure Posten. Was ist denn mit dem los? Sklaven, die Befehle nicht gehorchen, gehören hingerichtet. Das hat Lord Volran gesagt.
What the hell? Do these guys not realize who we are?
Doesn't seem that way. You must think we're just damning from the town.
whatever's going on, these are Bull-Run soldiers. Watch yourself.
Take this!
Leave the enemy's arms to me.
No complaints here!
Alles klar, cool.
Armor won't save you! Eat this!
Rising Wyvern! Stardust! You're mine! No escape! Stardust!
Now! Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory! Naturally!
Das ist eine Ordnung hier einprügeln, den Gegnern.
Go for it! Prepare to crumble!
So war es keiner in der Nähe, der die Ration an sich gerissen hat. Es waren ein paar von Volrans Soldaten, die sich im Schloss versteckt hielten. Ja, ich weiß nicht, ob mich das erleichtern oder beunruhigen soll. Was versucht ihr damit zu erreichen? Wollt ihr Rache für Volran? Es geht hier vor sich. Irgendwas ist faul. Wisst ihr, dass Lord Volran fort ist?
You don't say.
Die Soldaten scheinen nur an ihre erteilten Befehle zu denken. Ansonsten ist ihr Verstand komplett leer. Genau wie bei den Nähern. Wenn ich so daran denke, die Soldaten, gegen die wir hier damals gekämpft haben, wirkten auch so, als hätten sie ihren Verstand verloren. Wenn das stimmt, dann haben sie sich hier nicht versteckt, sondern haben einfach weitergelebt, als wäre nichts gewesen. Ich schätze schon, Volran hatte jeden hier versklavt, obwohl sowohl die Denea als auch die Renea. So wollte er sein Reich haben. Aber das erklärt nicht, warum hier nicht irgendwie überall sonst das Chaos ausgebrochen ist, seit Volran fort ist. Das ist nun ein Monat her. Möglicherweise bricht jetzt allmählich alles in sich zusammen. Aber da es noch nicht passiert ist, leben diese Soldaten ihren ganz normalen Alltag wie bisher. Welchen Grund auch dahinter steckt, wir können sie nicht so weitermachen lassen. Wir sollten sie fürs Erste zurück in die Baracken springen. Da stimme ich zu, aber ich weiß nicht, ob sie widerstandslos mitkommen werden. Hört mir genau zu, Männer. Ich bin Lord Dohalim Il Quaras und habe einen Befehl für euch. Lord Dohalim, mein Herr, wir dienen. Lord Volran hat dieses Reich verlassen und herrscht hier nicht länger. Gemäß den renäischen Gesetzen habt ihr nun mir die Treue zu schwören. Also erwartet ihr, dass wir jetzt euch dienen, mein Lord. Wenn ihr den renäischen Gesetzen treu ergeben seid, dann ja. Genau das erwarte ich. Aber natürlich, wir folgen euren Befehlen, Lord Dohalim. Heiliger Strohsack, das kann ich nicht fassen, dass das geklappt hat. Das sollte vorerst genügen. Bringen wir diese Männer zu den Baracken und reden dann noch einmal mit Geine.
I can't believe how quickly you got all those soldiers to obey you, Dohalim.
Actually, they were abiding Renan hierarchy, not me personally.
Well, either way, it solved the problem, and that's what counts.
Ich glaube, wir kommen heute doch nicht mehr zu den Credits. Schade. Okay. Ich kann eh nicht so laut sein, wegen Gründen. Ist schon spät und so. Ich wohne nicht alleine. Deswegen ist es besser, wenn ich dann den Stream und die Aufnahme beende.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt for us to unwind a little for once.
Not like we've got the gall to spare for it, though.
Oh, hier glitzert was. Zitronengelee. Nehme ich doch gerne. Das zieht sich jetzt aber irgendwie. Man wird als Haupt dargestellt. Irgendwie fühlt es sich an wie eine Neben.
I've talked to the soldiers and made it clear that they are to remain in line. Things should stay calm for the time being.
I know Renans tend to take authority extremely seriously, but you sure know how to throw your weight around as a former lord.
I only managed to get through to them because Volron's curse is lifting, but not to the extent that they can act independently as of yet. Considering we had other matters to attend to for the past month, we should consider ourselves lucky that nothing occurred during our absence.
But if they do start operating independently again, that's going to cause a whole new set of problems to deal with.
Indeed. Ganeth Heros is unlike Menancia. Without intervention, they'll likely revert to oppressing the Danans as they were doing before.
Meaning there's still a lot of work to be done in this realm. Not that there aren't problems among the Danans, too.
Yes. There was no way to avoid the deep-seated conflicts that had festered here. But I just hate that we had to use your position as a lord to solve the situation, Dohalim.
Had I not intervened, yet more blood would have spilled here, and nobody wishes for that.
So, what's going to happen to the Renans here now?
Why do you ask?
We've stripped the soldiers of their armor and locked them up. They can't hurt you guys anymore. I promise.
So they're alive? They're not going to die?
What?
Those people deceived us. They did terrible, terrible things to us. They made us suffer. Long before you guys came along. For years and years and years. It was constant. Never stopped. Not even for a day. So many people died. Our parents, our children, our friends. They all died. They were murdered. And it was the Renans. The Renans were the ones who did it. They killed us. Why do they get to live after so many of us have died? The bastards should die. Every last one of them!
I know how you feel, Ganya. I used to be a slave, and I hated the Renans just like you. I took up the blazing sword to bring them down. But along the way, I've met many people and seen many things. People refusing the hand life dealt them. People who have lost loved ones, but are still trying to make this world a better place. People driven by hate who stopped before it was too late. And those who couldn't and paid with their lives. And I fought plenty of people who were all too happy to make others suffer and leave me. But after a while, I came to realize that it's not the Renans who are our true enemies.
Then what the hell are we fighting if it's not them?
We're fighting against anyone who tries to take what doesn't belong to them.
But that's what these Renans are doing. How is that any different?
Because I judge everyone by their own actions. That goes for Danans too. Because at the end of the day, at the root of all evils committed is an individual who committed them.
You're right, Alphen. It seems like people are either blaming an entire race for one individual's sins, or an individual for everyone else's mistakes. But all that does is add more hate in a world that's already full of it. I want to help create a society where people can finally stop suffering and move beyond their pain. But if we try to do that with more violence, then we'll just end up right back where we started in the first place.
All right. Have it your way. I can't argue with the folks that helped us get back our ability to think and speak freely again.
Is that to say you trust us then?
I don't trust the Renans as far as I can throw them. I trust you guys because of who you are and what you've done.
Fair enough. We won't let you down, Ganya.
What's the matter, Kisara? Is something wrong?
Oh, no, nothing. It's fine, really. I'm just a bit worried about what'll happen to all these folks.
Right. It'll take time before they start thinking for themselves again.
Indeed, that is part of it. However, what I'm even more worried about is what will happen to them after that. What do you think they're going to want once they realize how cruel Volron was to them?
Probably revenge.
What happened to Ganeth Haros is the worst form of oppression we've seen. But treated cruelly or kindly, slaves will rise up.
Lenegis aside, there are still remnants of Renan supremacists scattered throughout Dana.
You mean all that trouble we went through to get rid of the Lords might just lead to more violence? That's the last thing I want to see happen.
Of course not. And if we don't do something to prevent it all from starting up again, there could be even more bloodshed for us to regret. There's still a lot we don't know about the Renan rulers. Whatever the face of truth behind their veil, it's on us to put a stop to them. But there is one thing that's clear. Whatever we do to finally end it, our motives can't be getting back at the Renans, or it'll all be for nothing.
So, what exactly is it that you're saying? That we should just act as if nothing happened?
Law's right. We can't expect everyone to just forget all the pain they've endured up until now. Not so easily, at least.
But we have to at least try to change course. We can't just keep allowing history to repeat itself like this.
Exactly. Look, I won't deny that between the crown contest and 300 years of oppression, there's a lot of bad blood between the Danans and the Renans. But all these problems are just too big for us to try to carry the burden on our own. We'll keep doing our part in the interim, but we need to take this one battle at a time.
Aufrichtiger Schild.
Glad that work's taken care of.
I don't think we're done just yet. I want you all to stick around a little longer. There might still be people who need our help.
If you think about it, thinking for yourself can be a heavy responsibility at times.
Yeah, it's not like your mind will only ever think about good, happy things for one.
Maybe so. But I'll still take that burden over living life as a puppet serving others. That's why I want to do everything I can to help these people.
Kundig nach weiteren Leuten. Dann kommen wir noch nicht weg. Also speichern. Dann sehen wir uns morgen wieder. Höchstwahrscheinlich.